Hey everyone, training Payne here. I just got back. It's the end of the 2011 Utah Ironman. This is my race report. Before I get into it, I gotta say there wasn't too many downloads today, only one that I'll get into. But I'll tell you, the race almost didn't happen. Everything was going well. I got to the swim start, and within 25 meters of the swim, I had a panic attack. Actually, I had to wear this all day because it was so damn hot, so I may as well get into character. This was how I ran. So I got into the water. I had a major panic attack, something I've never had before. It scared the living hell out of me. I couldn't breathe. I was taking in water every stroke. I was choking. My chest felt restricted. People were banging into me. I was getting claustrophobic. It was crazy. And I had to try to bring myself out of it somehow. Right off the bat, I realized, you know what, this race could be over. And I may have to DNF, and then it's like, that can't be an option. I started thinking, first thing I thought was Reed, when Reed did his triathlon last year, and he had the same problem. I didn't want to pull a Reed and panic, and I remember me yelling at him, relax, relax, from the sidelines, and just get your breath. And I was basically pretending that I was yelling at myself like I was yelling at Reed. And then I thought, what, is this from the hiking? Did the hiking do it to me? And then I thought, I came this far, Alyssa's here, I gotta finish. And then I thought, Johan Stemmet, he had the same problem on a half, and here's an Ironman Kona finisher qualifier, and he had to drop out, And then I thought, man, I tried the breaststroke, I couldn't even put my head under the water. And then I just waited, people were leaving, and I just, passing me. And then I thought, well, okay, strategy, how many people... Okay, I got 2 hours and some minutes, and maybe I'll wait and swim with the old people. And, then it was like, pretend I'm at the Y. Just don't think anyone's there. Wait till people get away. And so I started swimming after a while, and I wasted a lot of time, and I started swimming easy. And because I was probably in trouble for 600-700 meters. And then it got easy for me, and I started to get everything back. And this wetsuit I have is so goddamn tight. It's a piece of crap. It's one of those wetsuits I bought when I was just getting into it. And I'm going to burn it. I don't even think I'm going to sell it on eBay. The thing's demonic. So I'm going to go out and get a better wetsuit. At Lake Placid, I forgot that piece of shit. And I had to rent one. And that's when I qualified for Kona. So I was going to buy it. But, we had spent so much money, and Alice gave me the hairy eyeball. So anyway, I got through the swim. I finished in about 118 on the swim, which wasn't bad. Last year I did a 112, so I figured, okay, cut the transition. Last year I had an 8-minute transition, this year 4, so I got out onto the bike. And I was feeling pretty good. I got to the first session, or the first timing mat at 33K, and then you start a 42K loop through all the hills and everything. And I finished that loop, and I was now averaging 31.5K. So, I had lost quite a bit of speed on that first loop. So the second loop, I don't know what happened. I ate a banana, okay? And next thing you know, I started feeling superhuman. And I just started rocking it to the point that everyone was saying to me as I was passing them, go man, you look strong. And I was able to maintain 31K for that whole loop. So it was a great ride. Some of the highlights on the ride, though, is guy said, hey, Brian. Yeah, me? Oh, you have those videos on YouTube. I love them. Love the St. George video. Are you doing a St. George video again? And then on the run, so I get off the bike, and I'm real happy because I kicked it, man. I even had stopped for a pee on my thing. It was like 31.5K an hour, and that's a pretty hard course. Just by the way, if John Barkley's watching this, I stayed in the Arrow on these downhills because I always get a speed wobble, so I figured it's this. I got up to 79.2K an hour. I can't believe it. Maybe I faced my fears there. But even on the bike, the first loop was tight. It didn't feel good. Second loop, I just felt like the Terminator. Got onto the run, knew right from the beginning. I saw Tammy, she waved, and got onto the run right from the beginning. I knew this wasn't going to be a pretty run. It was so damn hot. And I forgot last year, because I was in the porta potty so much, I forgot how hot, dry it is. And my mouth was so dry, so I got some ice, put it in a cup. The whole time I ran with ice. Sounded like M&M's jiggling. And then some kids, they had this this hat here, this rag, and look, they put a lot of work into it. This is going to go in the pig and whistle. This is more of a trophy to me than the actual trophy is from St. George. So that's one of the things that, oh man, I'm getting thirsty talking about the drive. Even though this is a twist off, because I own an Ironman can opener, one of my many Ironman things, I'm just going to use it. So so I got on the run. It was really hard. It was walk up the hills, run down the hills. I was flat. Damn, that's good. I was flat. I just, because I was worried about tummy problems like I had last year, although it started grumbling around, yeah, about mile 9, or no, what was it? No, it's probably mile 7 or 8. There's a little park we have to run through. My stomach is growling and I go, oh no, here we go again. This is going to be porta potty time. And so there's millions of porta potties all along the race course, but of course in this little park there are none. And I picked up a rag like this, a blue rag, and I was like, oh, I gotta go so bad. So I run into the field, and then I pull down my pants, and it's like, now I can't go. So I pull them back up, but I didn't realize there's all these little sharp burrs in the field. So they're all on my feet just jabbing. I had to stop and start picking out all of these little razor sharp things in my shoes and all over. So then I finally got out of the park. I got to a real porta potty, had to download just your regular thing, but the whole time I didn't eat any gels, no Gatorade. I was worried because the bike I used heat for the first time. I couldn't find what I normally do. And so just chewed on ice up until the last 3 or 4 miles, and I had some Coke and and a gel, and that was about it. And I met up with a young kid who was doing his first lap. I felt sorry for him. His name was Eric, and he was telling me how his wife was all upset at him for doing all this Ironman training, and they'd just been married 6 months, and I guess she's an Ironman widow. And I guess it didn't go over that well when I told him to tell her to suck it up. And then we even ran through the sign area, and Alyssa did a sign, the Ford thing, suck it, be Payne, suck it up, baby, suck it up. And I said to him, see, that's my kids. They learned how to suck it up. I said, oh, I'm just kidding. Like, I told him, just, hey, you're not in the pool halls, you're not out womanizing, chill. So, finished it, last 3, 4 miles was just, the head games, how do you finish? Got through to the end, high-fived everybody. Along the way, I saw John once going out, and then I saw him at the finish. It was a lot of fun. And I'm glad it's over. Now the trip with Alyssa is going to continue. We're going to go off to Vegas tomorrow, and we're going to see Penn and Teller, and we're going to do some sightseeing and all that fine stuff. And I'm just so glad. And of course I was saying to myself, geez, I should just do one of these a year. Why am I doing 2 this year? It's crazy. Maybe I'll get responsible next year and just do one. These are pretty damn tough. And they said the temperature out there today, I heard varying reports between 92 and 96. All I know it's hot and dry. And anyway, to St. George, to the Ironman St. George, and to all the people that finished, cheers. Over and out, Training Payne.